Hello, hello. Anyone there? Hello, hello. Hello. Anyone there? Damn. Hello. Anyone there? All right. Anyway, we are going to be, well, sorry, I got to begin introducing myself. It is me, Lakin Gunterman, for another podcast episode, episode 2. Geeked Wednesday. We'll be talking about upcoming TV shows, like the new season of Invincible coming out during March. We got The Boys season 5. We got Spider-Man Noir, and we'll be talking all about those TV shows. Starting off with Invincible. Season 4 is right around the corner in 2 months. Got so much hype for the show for Thrag to make its appearance, and the possibility, who knows, me and my friend were talking earlier today about who could possibly fight in the new season. For example, Battle Beast and Thrag. Me and him generally think that it could happen mid end of the season. Or we could possibly see a rematch of Conquest and Invincible, with the possibility of Ani-Man being there as well. But who knows? Who knows? Anything is possible for the future. We don't even know, or we could know, that Thrag could be the main antagonist. But I could also think about other characters who could be villains, like I said before, Conquest might make a return and may be a more like antagonist for Mark for all of season 4, or possibly be just like how he was during season 3, the end episode villain. But we'll get to wait and see when it comes out. We could also talk about how the relationship with Mark and Eve could possibly like become better and better, because in the last episode, last season, Immortal said in the future that Mark went off to a different planet with his family. It could possibly be Adam Eve or the other chick from the past couple seasons, which lots of people hate, which I personally don't hate. I think she's pretty decent, but we could also see like returning characters, probably like Goggleless Mark, because he's still up in the shadow or dark dimension that Darkwing put him in while that whole Invincible war. Or we could possibly see hmm, Robot become more of like Rex, becoming older, taking the name for Rex, because since Rex died, we could see that Robot could take his name and honor him, which me personally, I didn't like that from the comics. At the funeral, when Robot was saying that he's going to take Rex's name, it was a good thing to do, but like that's a little too much, in my opinion. We could also see, like I said, the appearance of Battle Beast again, fighting Thrag. Like up in the comics, Thrag and Battle Beast fought for like 3 weeks, and after the whole 3 weeks, they were both exhausted, and Thrag came out on top. Me personally, I think Battle Beast could have won that because he injured himself because Thrag was also injured. But who knows? Who knows? Like I said, it's coming out during March. We could also say that Conquest could go back to the Viltrum Empire and warn them about what Earth is capable of. And he might bring the whole Viltrum army down to our on Earth, where Mark is. We could possibly see new Viltrumites make an appearance. We could see Oliver growing older, probably becoming like looking 13 or 14 since in season 3 he looks like 9 or 10. So we're definitely probably going to see like Oliver growing up more. We could also see what else could we see? We could see Alan the alien more, possibly coming with Ani-Man back to Earth. We could see Anissa come back with Conquest. There's so much possibilities that's out there. Like, hold on. Let me think about another character who can make a return. We got, I already talked about Immortal, Goggleless Mark. We could also see what's his name? He's like one of the most other strongest Mark variants. He's like right by Animark. Oh man. It's that yellow and black one. I always forget that Invincible's name. It's that black and yellow outfit. Ooh, that man, I really hate forgetting names. But man, I'll probably remember it like in a couple of minutes, seconds, and we can head back to it. But about that Mark variant, I honestly think he could also make a appearance again because in the comics, when we go back to where they were like sent to and like abandoned, that Mark was like a cannibal and ate the other Marks until Mohawk Mark saved our Invincible to get him away from that Mark. We could also probably see the return of Titan, the one who was working for Robot Head. Absolutely love Robot Head. He was like one of my most favorite characters right over there. We could probably see a return of oh, that's we're probably gonna see some like sad moments with Ray because since uh Rex died, because Ray and Rex were having like this best love life which we were seeing in Invincible besides Mark and Adam Eve. But like it was so devastating to see Rex die and telling that he's sorry that he couldn't help Ray finish unpacking, which is very depressing, if you ask me. But I see lots of potential of the next season coming out. Way more battle scenes. We get more development with the characters, mostly with Ani Man, Alan, Invincible. We could also see possible return of Powerplex, which, if you ask me, Powerplex is one of my most favorite characters in the show, probably like my fourth favorite. We could also go with hmm. Well, I've been talking about Invincible quite a lot. Let's switch it up to the boys with Homelander, Soldier Boy, Starlight, A Train, and all the seven. If you ever watched The Boys, I recommend you to go and watch it on Prime Video because it is a great TV show if you like corrupted heroes like the Avengers, but in the real world. How they would act if they were real. We got Homelander, who is like a corrupted version of Superman. Like he wants all the fame, all the attention. If he doesn't get his way, he's like a man child. He gets pissed off real easily, and he's willing to do anything to keep that perfect image of himself in his town or city or the world, as he likes to say it. He believes himself as like a god. Uh, Soldier Boy, which is his like father, is also making a reappearance up in the newest season, season 5 of The Boys. Soldier Boy was the one during season 3. He wasn't like he was the antagonist, but he was also like an anti-villain, anti-hero because he was helping the villains, which the villains aren't. Wait, not the villains. He was helping the heroes trying to stop Homelander. Homelander is the antagonist of the show. Soldier Boy was like part of the heroes team until like the heroes didn't want him to blow up everything in the like a child, which another main character. It's a long story, but if you ever watched it, you would understand why the hero switched up on Soldier Boy. Because with Billy Butcher, which is a main character pretty much, he was he had this wife and his wife died but had a kid who was also like the child of Homelander. So the wife was like, promise me that you will always take care of my son, our son, which wasn't Billy's son, but he promised that he would. So after Soldier Boy threatened to kill Homelander and uh the boy, Billy Butcher switched up and started defending Homelander and the child. But I can't wait for this new season. Soldier Boy's making a reappearance. He he's going to be a menace. He's probably going to go against Billy Butcher with the new Parasite abilities, where he's Soldier Boy's also teaming up with Homelander. You would never expect that because during season 3, Soldier Boy and Homelander were like top notch enemies because Soldier Boy believed that Homelander is a disappointment and that he's trying to be the new him. Homelander was the one who wanted to team up with Soldier Boy during season 3 at the end, but Soldier Boy wasn't listening. He wasn't listening to none of that bullshit. He wanted to be the main dog. No, not no copycat out there trying to copy him. He wanted to be the main dog of the show. So after everyone teamed up on Soldier Boy, he went to like this coma and was brought to Vought, where Homelander is basically like quote unquote the leader of it all now. Since the person who owned the building went missing because there was a virus which was like So when during season 4, I know I explained season 3. Now we're going to get to season 4. If you didn't watch season 4, spoiler alert, but it was mainly about Butcher trying to find a virus which could kill all of the suits of the world, including Homelander, Star. Man, I am not good with names right now. Uh, the one who's dating Huey, but it could kill all soups, and alternate personality of Billy Butcher wanted to kill all the soups, make a homicide. But after all that Billy Butcher was saying to deny it and then want to do it, his alternate personality took over and took the virus from the heroes like Huey, Frenchie, MM, and all of the other people who were battling before they killed that shit. Like I said, bad with names. I know it was the end episode of season 4. Y'all can all correct me if y'all want. Y'all can call me stupid. I don't mind because I know I'm stupid with names. But well, I see lots of potential. We see a couple new characters going to be up in the new season of season 5 of The Boys. We got Huey making a return. French, mostly all the characters are coming back. The possible death of A Train, which I think he's personally going to die up in the last season. We got the Deep. We saw him looking down at this dirty, dying fish, and then he was looking up, looking all upset. Who knows what was happening right there? Possibly Homelander or A Train or Billy Butcher doing something to the Deep, since most of the characters in there hate the Deep. We got hmm, who else did we see up in the trailer? If I say this name wrong, correct me up in the chat. We got Kamiko, that like deaf, but she can hear, but like she does sign language. She was up in the trailer too. We could see her possibly. I would love to see a fight between Kamiko and the Deep, or we could see a fight between Soldier Boy again and Billy Butcher. That would be a fun fight to watch. We also got um hmm, I there's so much about the trailer. We see Homelander like crashing out, using his laser beams, shooting them up in the sky. We got Billy Butcher saying he's going to drag his teammates' bodies over the finishing line if they like it or not. There's so much potential of this new season for the boys, and I'm excited to see it. We also got Spider Noir coming out later this year. Like lots of people know Spider Noir from the Spider Verse, but uh, I personally would know it from Dimension. Uh, Man, this is awful. I'm forgetting so much of what it's called. It is called Dimension Destroy, I think. I could be wrong, but most people would know Spider Noir from the Spider Verse. He's having himself a live action show coming to Disney Plus soon. This year is going to be black and white. I'm absolutely going to love it. It has awesome fight scenes, which we saw from the trailer. We also got Wonder Man coming out for Disney Plus for Marvel, and we also got Vision Quest. I know I'm talking about Marvel TV shows, which I am going to be talking about Marvel projects in a future episode, probably like episode 6 or episode 8. But what I mean by I'm going to be talking about Marvel projects is going to be like movies like Spider-Man, Brand New Day, Doomsday, Secret War. We could also talk about past ones too, like Fantastic Four, but we're only going to be talking about movies for that episode. So I'm going to be talking about Marvel TV shows right now. We got Wonder Man, which is coming out, which it's going to be a. If anyone remembers the villain from Iron Man 3, who wasn't really the villain, he was like more of an actor. He's going to be in that movie. We got a new character, Wonder Man, coming in there too. We got Vision Quest, which is also going to have Ultron in it, White Vision from WandaVision. Then we're going to have, like I said, we are also probably going to have a new season of Dexter Resurrection Season 2. Is a possibility is coming out this year or next year, but we didn't get no more news about that. We also got uh man, we got since we got a new viewer up in here, we could talk about Invincible once again about how I think that Ani Man could easily solo the Seven, part of part of the boys. I'm only saying this because there's one viewer up in here, and I'm talking to you right here, right now. If you can hear me, whoever you are, but I need to say something random real quick because I've been talking about Invincible, The Boys, Spider Noir, Wonder Man, but there's also going to be a new show about the Lanterns too. I know that just came out of thin air. I just remembered about that show. We got the Lanterns, which is like a Green Lantern TV show coming out soon, which I'm not big on DC, but it looks pretty cool. He's like passing down his like mantle to this dude so he can continue his legacy. We also got Daredevil Born Again season 2 coming out, which is going to be pretty cool. We got which I think Punisher could make an appearance in it, but I'm not 100% sure. Don't take my word on it. We got the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man animated season 2 coming out this year as well, which is like an animated version of Spider-Man, like the Tom Holland Spider-Man, which was from Spider-Man Civil War through like Endgame, but is more beforehand when Iron Man figured him out during Civil War. This was like beforehand. We got we could talk more about what Vision Quest is because the last time we seen Ultron was during Ultron, not Ultron, Avengers Age of Ultron, where Ultron was trying to make the world into like the perfect world, where he was saying that eliminating all of humanity could save the world, which the Avengers stopped him. Wanda took out his heart. And then we got the last time we seen Vision, or more like White Vision, was up in WandaVision, which last time we seen him was he was fighting the Wanda version of Vision. So they were fighting, and the I'm going to say the Hex Vision, because I'm not going to keep on saying Wanda and Vision. It's going to be too much. But afterwards, he was over here saying if he was basically if either of them are the real Vision. But the White Vision, who is more like AI programmed to eliminate this Vision, was like neither of them are the real Vision. So he started like programmed the memories into the White Vision so he could remember. So after White Vision remembered, he flew off, and we don't know where he went. Lots of people thought he was going to make an appearance during Doctor Strange Multiverse Madness, since Wanda's going to be in there, and it was after WandaVision. But I've been waiting for not WandaVision, Vision Quest for about a year or two. I've been waiting to see White Vision, Ultron, like have a conflict or have an interaction again. Because last time we seen a interaction between them two was during Age of Ultron, when Vision, the original Vision, killed Ultron. We also got I already talked about Spider Noir. We got we could talk about Dexter Resurrection, where Dexter basically went to this like murder club where he met other murderers, and that he was taking the place of another killer who was invited there, taking a complete different identity. But he was like basically killing them one by one, while Dexter's best friend Baptista was like cornering Dexter more and more throughout the season. And after Baptista got like too nosy, too like into Dexter's life up in the murder like club, he got Baptista got captured, and the man, I forget his names, but the short dude was basically telling Dexter that he knows his real identity, and that he would love to see Dexter kill Batista, his best friend, which Dexter couldn't do that. So when Dexter let him free, Baptista like pushed Dexter to the ground, started like holding Dexter down, like trying to strangle him. But before Bautista could do all that, the guy who told Dexter to kill Baptista shot Baptista, and he Dexter's best friend like died in front of him, which was like super tragic for Dexter. So he went to go get revenge for Baptista, killed the guy who shot him, and then I personally think with this new season, or possible season for Dexter Resurrection, could be Dexter teaching his son more and more about the code, how to stay low when killing other horrible people. There's so much potential if they make another season. But one of the shows which I know lots of people would want me to talk about is Stranger Things. Stranger Things season 5 came out not too long ago. Lots of people want Lots of people believed back then, a couple weeks ago, that the ending was not the ending because it wasn't good enough. Like, there was so much missed opportunities, which I would kind of say so, but I'm not really too bothered by it because I I like the ending with the big kaiju mind flare, but it was a pretty good ending. I wish there was like more demo dogs, demo gorgons, bats, just a little bit more obstacles to it. That's what I wish the new season came with. But I like the fact that a lot more of the characters had a big development. I'm still confused about the ending if 11 is still alive or possibly 11 isn't alive, that Mike is only trying to cope with it. But I would love to believe that 11 is still alive. We could also say that 11 could possibly still be like not in the upside down, more like she sneaked her way out of like that whole military situation before they got caught. I could possibly see that 11's sister like casted an illusion for 11 to escape, and that's how she found like the three waterfalls. But as Duffer Brothers say, we get to choose how the ending ended. We could also talk about hmm, we could talk about the last season of Invincible, how the Invincible War played out, or how Conquest arrived. We could also talk about the battle with Powerplex, with uh, him always blaming everything on Mark. Like, I understand how Powerplex would feel about Invincible since he saw him and his father fighting in New York and Invincible holding his like sister's arm. But we could also like blame him at the same time since he also killed his wife and daughter and still blamed Invincible. Like, I found that super stupid at the end, because how can he blame Mark for what he did? But Powerplex is one of my most favorite characters because I like the ability how more times he get hit, the more like power and strength he gets to be able to use back. I like the fact how Angstrom made a return for the third season too, bringing all the Mark variants. My most favorite variants was Ani Mark, Goggleless Mark, and Mohawk Mark. I like the fact that Ani Mark could have possibly like killed his father, could possibly be one of the most strongest variants of Mark, even more powerful than our own. But the show says most of them are weaker than the Mark in our universe. But I also like Goggleless Mark, which I think he could possibly make a reappearance, like I said, because he's up in the dark dimension. He could possibly come back. Darkwing could possibly come back during that. We got hmm, we definitely going to have a reappearance of Conquest, which the ending of uh season 3 with Conquest and Invincible was one of the most toughest fight scenes I ever seen, where Conquest is like throwing Mark all across the city, holding him, flying through people, flying through buildings with Mark. He also was able to hold himself against Mark, Adam Eve, and Oliver almost all at once. Or I wouldn't say all at once, but like one on one on one. Like he would beat up Invincible, then he would go after Oliver, and then when Adam Eve came to fight Conquest, he was able to adapt real easily against Adam Eve. And after Adam Eve caught him off guard and Conquest like beating her, Invincible was the one who was able to finish the final blows on him because Conquest, like I said, wasn't paying attention to Adam Eve. Adam Eve hit him with like this radioactive beam or atom beam, as I like to say it. She tore all his skin off. So Mark just starts beating him and was able to finish the job right there. Which basically he took on 3 people, Conquest. So Conquest is a very powerful person. I might end this around 7:30, 7:45, whatever time you're on. But we could, well, there's lots of potential with all these TV shows and new seasons, which is coming up. Like, I think the most hyped one is probably The Boys, Invincible. Someone wanted me to cover Dragon Ball Z, but I barely watch anime. I only pretty much watch animated shows or uh live action. But I'll get into some animes, I guess, to see what you're talking about. But like I said, I'm excited for all of these shows coming out. I could talk for another 20 minutes and we'll end it there. But we could also talk about more about The Boys. I know I already talked about The Boys, but I'm pretty excited about it. We got we got Homelander and Soldier Boy, like I said, teaming up. They're probably going to be the only ones teaming up. Homelander and Soldier Boy versus like A Train. Uh, I would probably think Black Noir is like going to be on Homelander's team. I wouldn't know because since Soldier Boy doesn't know this new Black Noir, there's going to be like a very weird interaction between them two, which I'm gonna love seeing it. We're probably going to see more interactions with A Train and Huey since it's the last season. I would usually think all seasons at the end would go back to the beginning, which we'll probably see more like comfort scenes with A Train and Huey together. They're probably going to get more long. I would probably think if Huey was endangered, I could definitely see A Train sacrificing his life for Huey. For like, since last season, he felt better about what he was doing when he saved MM. Because after he killed MM, this little kid saw him save him, and A Train said it was the best feeling that he ever had working for the not V Tower. Uh, ooh, I just said the name of it not too long ago. But for the Seven, like, this is the best thing he ever felt while working for the Seven. We could also see that Soldier Boy would be more like pissed off with Billy Butcher. I could definitely see why Soldier Boy would team up with not Billy, Soldier Boy teaming up with Homelander since Billy betrayed Soldier Boy at the end. We could also see like Soldier Boy versus Starlight. See, I told you I'll remember the name later on. Starlight. She's also part of the Heroes team. We could also see Maeve, Starlight versus Homelander. We could see Billy Butcher versus Homelander. That's probably going to be the one we're going to mainly see. We're most likely going to see it. But we're probably going to see. Who could we see? I would probably think Huey and Black Noir could get into a fight. That would be a super interesting fight because what if Huey takes that soup like serum again and become a soup again for like 24 hours? I would definitely love to see Huey using his teleporting abilities going against Black Noir. We could also see Homelander versus A Train. We would probably see Soldier Boy versus Homelander first out of anything, since Soldier Boy will probably wake up, see Homelander, and be like on attack mode, since Homelander is like an enemy to him. Because since Soldier Boy doesn't like people who like betray him, like for the Payback Club or team, which was a team before the Seven, he was uh he was betrayed by his team, which Black Noir was still a part of, which is the old Black Noir, not the newest one from season 4. We got so he wanted to go after all his original teammates to kill them because since they betrayed him. Since with Billy Butcher, Huey, and all of them betrayed Soldier Boy, we're definitely going to see Soldier Boy going after them, probably like he did during season 3, one by one. Or we could see Billy Butcher versus Homelander and Soldier Boy, where Billy Butcher could possibly die right there and then. Like, possibly like predicting his own death, that he's going to die finishing the job. Like, even though if he dies, he's going to finish the finish line, which he could possibly like put out the virus, and then after he puts out the virus, Homelander or Soldier Boy is probably going to like kill him, and Huey's going to be there trying to save Billy Butcher's life. Who knows? Anything could happen up in that show. We also got who else do we got? We already talked about A Train, the Deep. Uh, there's so much. Uh, hmm. Uh, let me take a second to think about other shows or characters from the shows which I'm talking about. All right. I have another character who I just thought about with the boys. So, what if we could? What's the Homelander's son's name? Like, uh, what's his name? Oh man. Well, I'm going to call him Homeboy since he's like Homelander's son. I'm going to call him Homeboy. Up in the trailer, we saw Homeboy using his laser vision to like shoot people. To not like shoot people, man. I meant like lasers them. It was like up in this like sewer or like it was in a very dark place. I don't know where it was at, but I would definitely think Homeboy is more of a villain this season and teaming up with Homelander and Soldier Boy. Basically, how Homelander was during season 3, saying 3 generations of the most powerful people. Soldier Boy being before Homelander, and Homelander being the current symbol of humanity, and then Homeboy being the future. But it's just like I find it funny how Homelander basically like predicted their team up 2 seasons ago. There's so much like I said, potential with all of these shows. Like I'm more excited for Invincible first. We got The Boys second. We got Vision Quest third. We got Spider Noir not second, fifth. But we could also talk about there he is. All right, we're gonna get back to Invincible now. All right, we're gonna get back into Invincible. I know people who watched earlier up in the podcast when they probably rewatch the podcast, they're probably going to be annoying or probably be annoyed that I'm talking about Invincible. Optimus Prime would probably not solo Invincible, but I can definitely see Optimus Prime solo the boys because in the boys there's not lots of powerful characters. We only got Soldier Boy, Homelander, which Ani Mark or any variant of Mark could like absolutely destroy Homelander and Soldier Boy at once. Like he would probably even barely try because Ani Man and all the other variants of Mark is way more powerful than Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy might be a walking nuke, but we got Invincible, who is also very experienced, and we also got a variant of Mark who stated that he killed Ani Mark. Not Ani Mark, Ani Man. All right. Man, Caden, if you want to watch when I talked about the new season, go back to like the 20-minute mark. That's when I started talking about the new season, buddy. You missed out like 30 minutes ago. I'll talk about it a little bit right now. How me and my friend Caden right here were talking about the possible fights we're going to see, like Battle Beast and Thrag, probably mid end of the season, probably going to see a rematch of Invincible and Conquest with the we were thinking that Ani Man could be in like that battle because, or even Alan. We could possibly see a fight between Conquest or Ani Man, or see a battle between Conquest and Alan, or even both Ani Man and Alan versus Conquest. Because I would think Conquest, after he escapes his prison on Earth with Cecil, he's gonna go back to the Viltrum Empire and try to bring the rest of the Viltrums back to Earth, which I would probably think Ani Man and Alan would go back to Earth to see Mark or Invincible. But I would probably think with Conquest leaving Earth and Ani Man and Alan coming back to Earth, they're probably gonna run into each other and have a whole brawl, or they might not even know what's going on. Just seeing Conquest fly like super fast past them, and Ani Man could recognize what Conquest is doing, and that's possibly how Invincible and the rest of the people team up to be prepared for the Viltrum Empire, since Ani Man and Alan could like warn them. But we could also see the return of Alyssa, Anissa. I mean, like she could come back with Conquest and fight Alan again. Like it could be a 3-on-3, like Thrag, Conquest, Anissa. Like Anissa going against Alan, Ani-Man going against Thrag, Conquest going against Mark again. There's so much could happen. Or we could possibly see that Thrag could kidnap Invincible while Conquest fights Ani-Man and Anissa fights Alan. But enough about Invincible. I already talked about it enough. We already talked about the boys. We also talked about Spider Noir, which I said is going to be black and white, lots of good fight scenes. We got um pretty cool effects. I'm hoping that we could possibly see a cameo up in Spider Noir. Don't know who yet. I would just like to see a cameo, probably like Spider Verse cameo, him explaining what he did. Like, I would like to have a little monologue from not Black Noir, Spider Noir. A little monologue from Spider Noir. A little saying that he traveled the multiverse before with other Spider Mans. That would be cool to see. Uh, I would love to see a scene from uh Spider Noir fighting probably like Kingpin. That's like the closest battle I would love to see. Scarecrow or Kingpin against Spider Noir. Or we could also see Spider with Vision Quest. I would like to see a memory come back to Vision's head once in a while about his past life, like his connection with the Avengers, the connection with Wanda, his own death. Like he gets like flashbacks with it anytime like he dreams or like any malfunction to him. Or we could possibly see the US coming back for Vision, since he's like now the government's uh property, since they rebuilt Vision to be like their property. I could definitely see the government going after him. But we could also see that uh Hmm. We could also talk about one upcoming movie, which I've been excited about. It's a Scream 7. Scream 7 is a definitely return of Matthew Lillard, Stu Macher. Stu Macher is like most likely going to return of like as Ghostface and going back after Sydney. There's like so much proof, like uh Ghostface saying, "I'm not hiding, not this time," meaning he did it before, or when he was reminding Sydney that it was how it was when they were kids. Who would remember things when they were kids? Because Sydney was around 18 or 19 when she was in season 2, because she was in college now, and not season. Scream 2 is when she was 18 and 19. See, Scream 3 is when she was like 20, 21. So, when she was a kid was up in Scream 1, which was when she was like 17 or 18, which the people who knew her when she was young was Stu Macher, which we never got like confirmed that he died because he didn't get shot in the head. Everyone else got shot. Stu Macher got crushed by a TV. So there's a little hint how it could be him, and then we hear Matthew Lillard's voice at the very end saying it's going to be fun. It's just, I'm excited for this new Scream film because I've been waiting since they spoiled that Scream 3 was supposed to be Stu Macher's return, but it's now going to be season 7 when he returns. We get to see possibly what Stu Macher's been doing. Like, has he been plotting this whole time? Did he go to prison? What has he been doing this whole time? But we get to figure out that soon during February next month. We got so much stuff coming this new year. We got new games, which I'm gonna be talking about in a future episodes. We got a lot coming later for this podcast uh career for the future. Like, I appreciate all the people who come in, pop in once in a while to watch or watch the whole thing later after I'm done filming. I appreciate it all. I'm gonna show my appreciation in the future when I get the chance to be able to like give back, make become better in time. Like, Rome wasn't built in a day, where it takes time where I'll be able to become better and better, which I know lots of my people, lots of y'all cheer me on, and I really appreciate that, and I'm always going to keep that with me, that y'all believe in me. So I love y'all. I might not know most of y'all, but I love y'all. And the next episode is going to be Saturday on January. Hold on. January 24th. This Saturday is going to be about space. If y'all want to pop in, it's going to be around 6:30 p.m. and it's going to last till 7:45. And we're going to have a couple of possible guests up there. We're going to have my boys Isaac and Landon coming Saturday, possibly. Um, and remember, trust me with your future. I appreciate all of y'all coming in on episode 2. I'll see y'all next time.